Hey everyone, my name is Jillian. I am the current WIC secretary. We talked about giving topic presentations earlier this year, and one popular topic that we discussed was artificial intelligence. I personally have always wanted to know more about AI, specifically on how it actually works, and so I thought I would do some research and share it with everyone. This is just a general presentation, but there's definitely a lot more detailed research out there for you if you're interested. Before we get rolling, let's clarify what AI actually is. You probably know something along the lines that AI is a computer that performs tasks which would normally require human intelligence. These tasks are things such as decision making, speech recognition, language translation, pattern recognition, playing strategy games, and generally having the ability to learn. However, there are actually several different types of AI. Two I'd like to focus on are weak AI and strong AI. Weak AI is the AI we currently have today. These machines are focused on performing specific tasks and have many constraints and limitations to what they can do. Weak AI simply simulates human intelligence rather than actually replicating it. Strong AI more closely resembles the AI we see in movies that take over the world. Strong AI would have general intelligence that can be applied to any problem, not just one, and a human would have a hard time distinguishing it from a living person. This is all theoretical, though, as we have not yet achieved this level of robotic consciousness, so you can tell your friends and family that we won't be massacred by machines anytime soon. However, a fun maybe fact, one of my professors once told me that the rate that hardware and circuitry is shrinking, if it continues at the same rate, we could have hardware small enough to replicate every single synapse in a human brain at the real size of a human brain in less than 5 years. Check out something called Moore's Law if you're interested in this idea. Now let's move on to how AI works. Since strong AI doesn't exist yet, we're going to focus on weak AI. I mentioned before that AI is characterized by being able to learn. They are able to do this by using techniques, algorithms, and models for something called machine learning. You may have heard this term thrown around before, but what does it actually mean? Machine learning is all based on having massive quantities of data for programs to learn and recognize patterns from. There are usually two different methods of using this data to teach a machine: supervised and unsupervised. Supervised involve having a human train an algorithm using examples. And as the algorithm goes through the data, the human will tell it if it's right or wrong. For example, going through pictures of different dogs and telling the algorithm which breed they are. The AI will eventually pick up patterns that are associated with each breed and be able to identify them later. For unsupervised learning, there's no human telling the machine what the answer is. If you don't know what pattern you were looking for, you'll have an algorithm look for any pattern and identify them as it goes. You might use this in a business setting, for example, when you want to find patterns among your customers and their preferences. In addition to machine learning, a more recent development is deep learning. This takes machine learning one step further and uses artificial neural networks to stack algorithms on top of each other, making it suited to solving more complex problems. Deep learning seems to be able to learn without human interference, and more closely mimics a human brain, meaning it's probably the first step into creating the strong AI we talked about earlier. Though if it's this amazing, why do we still have machine learning? It seems that due to the complexity of deep learning, it actually is very unsuitable to solving simple calculations, so we keep machine learning around. I wasn't able to research this very deeply for the presentation, pun intended, but it's something we can look into further if anyone's interested. Alright, I've talked you through things you might learn in the classroom long enough. Let's move on to the exciting things. As I did my research, I came across information that may or may not be true, but it's fun to explore them anyway. According to a PwC report, AI is predicted to contribute $15.7 trillion to global economic growth by 2030. If you're looking to make bank, AI isn't a bad way to go. Did you know that there are already rules for intelligent robots being considered? These were created in a science fiction novel in the 1940s, but some governments today are using them as a basis to create real laws. I'm not going to read through them, but check them out. Do you agree? What problems can you foresee? AI might become the human race's personal fortune teller. AI bots are already being used to predict suicides, predict who's going to quit their job, and are even becoming pretty accurate at determining human traits like personality and sexual orientation by looking at a photo of someone's face. Oh, and to finish this presentation up, did you know killer robots already exist? Apparently Israel and South Korea are using them to decide and kill any target of interest. Creepy, right? There's also an algorithm that can predict death with 90% accuracy out there. But while there are machines killing people, they're also being used to diagnose diseases like cancer and assist and maybe even perform by themselves surgeries. Is the fear that everyone has of intelligent machines accurate? Will we be saved, killed, or somewhere in between? Will we cause our own downfall by relying too much on technology, or the opposite? Who knows? Stay tuned, because we'll probably find out in the next 50 years. I hope you enjoyed my little presentation. Unfortunately, this is the end. We would like to do small topic discussions like this more often next year, so if you like it or really don't care for it, be sure to let us know. Have a great quarantine and see you after the coronapocalypse.